Alrighty, folks, here we are. We have returned. It's been a few days. Let's hang around. Let's get to it. Get almost 3 hours today. Make some nice progress. I hope anyone is well. I'm well. Fine. It's so very nearly Christmas. How strange. Maybe that's not so strange for some of you. You feel the change of the seasons in a fashion that I don't at the moment, but maybe that's coming back later. Is my controller not working? Oh, no, it's not. Interesting. Yay. Oh, there we go. Okay. We're just having a moment. Having a little moment. Go on, get. There we are. Alrighty. Here we go. So, yeah, there's no reason I should not definitely be here tomorrow. I don't know if it's warm in here. I think I'm going to take my hoodie off for a second. Hang on. Let's try that. It's not difficult to put it back on, is it? Of course, yeah, here we are. This is where we met Mr. X. Who's... Oh, he's vanished now. Okay. Interesting, yeah. Oh, no. Oh, this is just random guys. Yeah, so these were some angel scientists who were in the Museum of Science and Technology. Oh, here he is. I'll speak to us. I'm tempted to just maybe kill him or something. But he's the guy who wants to assassinate Mr. Smythe and wanted our help to do so. He's not exactly forthcoming about why. He's just like, yeah, it just seems the whole thing seems sus, is what I'm saying. So we have decided not to help him, and he was very miffed about it. He was like, hey, well, he's like, what? But why? And I was like, well, yeah. I'll ask the same question of you, buddy. To which his response was, well, it doesn't matter. I don't need you anyway. And I'm like, well, if that's true, why are you asking me in the first place? No, I can't. But, yeah, so we're going to go to this tournament, which he is supposed to be attending, and see what happens. Now, let's look. It's not that I don't want Mr. Smythe dead, but more than wanting him dead, I want answers, right? If he dies, that doesn't get me any answers, really. Not really, really. I mean, getting him alive doesn't even guarantee getting the answers I want, but look, it's one of those things you don't know how the situation is going to develop, so it could be that. There you go, attend the tournament. Which is just over here, apparently. Now, can we go in the middle of the night? Does that not make a difference? I don't know. Gotta wait till morning, maybe.
Rule Britannia.
Shut up. Go to sleep.
Rule the waves. Britons never shall.
I'm a bit late for that. Going from this side? I think I can go from this side. Yeah, I mean, maybe. Because here's the thing, I don't want to... I'm kind of ambivalent about the whole situation. I don't want to be necessarily involved in the assassination plot of him at this point. Although, who knows, maybe I will in the future. But I certainly don't want to go out of my way to try and save his life either. I just want to be present, I guess, to assess the situation, see how it goes. You know, just to observe. And then, depending on how things go, maybe I do step in to assist the assassination. I'm like, no, actually, now, yeah, I agree. We should kill this guy. Or maybe I step in to do the opposite and try and save his life. Maybe. I don't know. But how you doing, Scotty? Hope you're well, buddy. Let's see what is... Okay, they're all lined up to get in there.
protect,
Greedo.
and survive.
Oh, Greedo. Oh. Even if it is in the middle of the night, assuming the tournament is underway. Yes, it's almost 4 a.m. apparently. I guess maybe they're just very early lined up to get in there. It's happening first thing in the morning. Greeter.
Welcome, esteemed guests, to the most spectacular event of the year.
I'll just cut in the line.
Jousts, duels, and archery. The finest of old world entertainment.
A miscellaneous piece of paper. I have a ticket. I just lied to him.
I didn't quite see it. Hold it out for me.
No, I don't actually.
And I'm under no obligation to let you in, I'm afraid.
Yeah, Wolf, how you doing, buddy?
All spectators must purchase tickets in advance.
Let me in or I'll give you a good hiding. Wow.
It's within my powers to make the occasional exception, yes.
Yes.
So, of course, you'd have to do something for me first.
Oh. Sounds reasonable. Who needs to be killed? I'd rather just pay you. That's what we to do. For him.
Very reasonable, I'd say. The task shouldn't be too difficult. That robot, Guido, they call him. Protectron model.
Yeah.
He is the bane of my existence. Really is. I've had enough of his pamphleteering. Make some of the guests uncomfortable. Convince him to leave.
Okay. Sounds easy enough. I'll get to it. Fine, you better let me through if I do this. Any tips? Can't I just kill him? You haven't let any assassins in, have you? Obviously not intentionally. Or charisma. Who organised this event? The robot might respond to a name drop. That's true.
With all honesty, I'm not too sure. This is by far the oddest event I've greeted for.
Oh, this is not
Supposedly
a regular
there's
thing. This has never actually happened before. But yeah, I'm not too bad, Wolf. I'm not too bad at all.
Important guest attending, but no one knows who. My first guess would be the Prime Minister. But then, why all the secrecy?
Sounds
Great.
easy enough.
I'll let you through when the job's done. I wish I could meet the Queen.
Yeah, and again, it's like, why is this random guy? You know, he's taking tickets for an event. I just approach him, cut through the line. Never, let's forget about that. And I'm just like, hey, buddy, can you let me in there? And he's like, you got a ticket? And I went, no. He's like, well, you can't come in. And I'm like, well, surely you can make an exception. And he's like, well, I mean, I could make an exception if some random guy was going to fuck up that robot over there. Yeah, I'd let that guy in. It's like, what? Did did he say that to anybody else? Who's, I don't know. Weird, right? Anyway, we'll get this robot to fuck off.
Greetings. I hope you're enjoying your evening. Please read this material when you have the time. A better future is
Let's try and
possible.
read what's on his head there. Oh. Start fifth column, black to black. Okay. I'll see. Tell me everything about the. So he works on the fifth column. So he's putting out propaganda for the fifth column. Everything you believe is total shit. Get out of here. He's a robot. He doesn't believe in anything. I'll give you 50 tickets to go home, or we can use an intelligence 10 check. Initiate the following command: path reference home. So we can send him back to where he came from and follow him.
Affirmative. Guido will return to his mistress.
Mistress, you say? Sorry, got what's on the fed there. Desperate disease requires a dangerous remedy. Okay. Oh, okay. So, yeah. What's the fifth column? I got after the tournament. Okay. Well, I guess we're doing the tournament first, then, aren't we? Yeah. Well, give me that piece of paper though. Oh, I'm trying to find it in all this shit. Yeah, fifth column propaganda. Let's have a look. Let's see what they're saying. The fifth column wants you. I wasn't. This is a picture. It wasn't really propaganda.
I can't believe you actually did it. Thank the Lord. As promised, you're free to go through. Oh,
All right.
and watch out for those Camelot knights. They say a great army's been built down in Wandsworth. One to rival the Tommies.
Yeah, I've seen it.
And they're part
Not
of it.
part of it.
Supposedly. God save our gracious queen.
I don't need all that, buddy.
Long live our noble
I don't need all that,
queen.
bro. Yeah, and you're supposed to be taking people's tickets. What you... Tristan.
Before you ask, I've never even heard of Camelot.
Okay, I didn't ask though.
I'm really bad at this. Just talk to a soul. Patience is key, for the quest continues.
You're having a little LARP. Okay.
Yeah.
Hello. That knight told me to talk to you about Camelot.
Tristan? Of course he did. He's
Okay.
never been very subtle. Bless him. Yeah,
No.
we're involved.
Okay, that's fine. You can be involved. It's nothing to do with me. Involved with what exactly? Each other. I assume that's what she's referring to. Unless she's talking about Camelot, I don't know. What you do once you've taken Westminster. Sorry, this ye olde knights of old, Camelot. They're building an army and they're planning to attack Westminster. See, again, it's we've not come across a single thing in the game or an NPC that's told us that is a specific thing they want to do. Yet here's a dialogue option alluding to our character having knowledge that our character doesn't actually have. I don't know. That's not the first time we've had that in this game. Why did the gentry put on this event when you're supposed to be enemies? Again, that's two dialogue options. I've not heard from anybody about anything that Camelot and the gentry are enemies. No one said anything to me about that in the whole game. I've not read anything about that in the whole game up to this point. And yet I've got dialogue options where our character apparently has that knowledge. Can I join? I don't know anything about them. Scholar, this event is some kind of clandestine recruiting event, right? Can I join? Okay. Okay, I guess we could join, just for giggles. Have you seen anything suspicious? I'm looking for an assassin. I guess you'll go the scholar, just go and get XP. Just because I joined them doesn't mean I have to do anything for them. Let's
We're
find out.
always looking for recruits. Go to the fort in Richmond Park. You can't miss it.
Ah, okay, there you go. Investigate Camelot after the tournament. Okay. So these are like some of the larger factions in the game opening up now. Have you seen anything suspicious? I'm looking for an assassin.
An assassin? I think I saw someone go behind the gentry box. Good luck to them, I say.
Ah! Okay. Right, okay. So they're bona fide enemies of the gentry. And her opinion is, oh, there's an assassin lurking around. Well, it's probably, if there is, they're probably trying to kill some gentry person. So yeah, good on them. But why are they here then? Right? Because if they are the enemy of the gentry, then the gentry is surely aware of that and would not have invited them to this event. Unless the gentry are completely clueless, and they're this outside group who have sworn, I don't know what they've sworn. I don't know anything about them yet, really, but that they have declared themselves the enemies of the gentry, and the gentry are completely oblivious to their existence. I guess it's not impossible, but I would. I guess I'll just ask what they're
We're
involved with.
building an army in Wandsworth. And
Yeah.
with it, we'll take Westminster and destroy the gentry.
And she's
They're
perfectly okay
so-called-
just saying that to random strangers walking around. Fair enough.
Parliament is an insult to democracy.
Yeah, I mean, I can't disagree with that. And what will happen once you've done that?
We will transform London into a true representative democracy.
Will ya? Are you sure? Yeah, why did they put this event on if you're supposed to be enemies? Unless they drew them here.
We aren't officially on the gentry's radar. When they kicked us out of
Wow.
Eastminster 7 years ago, They essentially forgot about us. They still haven't
silly.
completed the paperwork necessary to redeclare us a threat. Bureaucrats.
Lol. Can I join you?
We're always looking for recruits.
Okay, so what
Go
was
to
the
the
thought?
fort in Richmond
What's the
Park.
scholar option
You
for
can't
then?
miss it.
Nothing. Goodbye.
Wish me luck. Hail, mate.
It must
Hail.
be horrible to live in places without
Look
luxury.
where you're going.
Look where you're going. I don't want to. Okay. It's not much of a
Am I invisible? Or are you an invalid?
wow.
Which is it?
Considered that it might be both.
I do hope Father's proud of me.
He's not.
Thank you
He's
to the
not,
Knights of
sorry.
Camelot for putting on such a great spectacle.
So they're just so from the gentry's point of view, there's some random reenactment weirdos, and they're like, "Oh, you random reenactment weirdos, you should come here and perform for us." And they're like, "Yeah, sure." They're like, "We're your enemies." They're like, "No, you're not. We don't have any enemies."
Maybe I'll visit outside the walls sometime. See how the other half live.
Interesting. Very curious.
Thank you to the Knights of Camelot for putting on such a great
Crazy
spectacle.
Kayla.
In some refreshments. I meant
Yeah,
to say refreshments.
what are you doing here, Kayla? Yeah.
Thought I'd try and sell my merchandise to these gentry folk. Turns out the really rich ones are in a completely different section. It's a shame. I bet they pay over the odds for these antiques.
What a delight it is to still see
You're allowed to be selling this
Not
stuff.
exactly.
made by the
But no
Camelot
one's scared enough to stop me.
Lol.
Or they just haven't noticed me yet.
Oh, well, I mean, if they look in your direction, I think they'll notice you. Have you seen anything suspicious? You don't.
I wouldn't say I've seen anything suspicious.
Thank you to the
Some
Knights
bloke
of
bought a
Camelot
load
for
of
putting
explosives
on
off
such a
me, but
great
that's it.
spectacle.
Not sure where they went.
Surely the assassin, Mr. X. I mean, I don't know if he's doing the assassination personally. I assume not, as he was trying to recruit us to do it for him. Unless he is, I don't know. He's not just going to come along without the plan is I'm going to use a bomb to blow up Mr. Smythe. I don't have the bomb yet. I'm just going to go to the event and hope there's some like random pistols gang trader who just happens to be there and just happens to sell me a load of explosives. Surely not. Surely not.
Top-notch
goods.
good.
I don't know if I want any of her top-notch goods, but I mean, let's see where she goes. She got a bunch of stuff. Give me that fertilizer. I don't know. It's nothing. Oh yeah, I want to sell that. I don't. They have told me to pick that up, but I don't. No, I need that. Oh yeah, St. Catherine's sword, Joan of Arc's sword. Weird that we got that. I'm not gonna be using that. I can go. I don't need the Tommy uniform now. I don't need that white mask for sure. I think that's everything, isn't it? Yeah.
What's that smell? Oh, it's you.
Charming. Random gentry goes around. I mean, any one of them could be a potential assassin, I guess, but until I know that that's maybe the case. Hatch. Go up there, presumably. Inaccessible.
That one reflected right off the armor.
If I see one more up-and-comer peasant, I'll go mad.
You're already mad, buddy, actually. So happens. all the non-specific NPCs. And there we go. We've come full circle there now. Still the tickets. So do I just walk into the arena and just poke around? Okay, just loads of people on the stands, and they're having some kind of archery competition. You shoot me?
What a delight it is to still see chainmail being used, made by the Camelot Smithies.
Why is
Absolute finest.
Why is that a delight?
I'm in touch with humanity.
And then... Okay. The guy, the announcer's like... It's almost like who's he trying to kid? He's like, oh, what a great day. It's such a great day. Everyone having a good time. And they're like, oh, we're supposed to be having a good time. Living statue about how to make you
That
move.
one deflected right off the armor.
Right, okay, so... What's the point of it? I don't know. Okay, I don't mean, I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing. Find the assassin.
Did you see that? What the cross
I mean, if I had to find the assassin, I would have thought that... At that point, I would rather be better off just,
Life at the top is immense.
being the assassin. Right?
What a spectacle.
Well, here's the thing. How can we find the assassin if we don't know who the target is? Where the fuck is Mr. Smythe? That's how you find an assassin, right? When you know who the target is, and then you can see where they're... If the target of the assassination isn't even here right now, how are we supposed to even guess where the assassin might be? I don't know, it's kind of strange. This was just go and talk to every single random NPC, non-named NPC. They don't want to talk to me. You just move your hand. Yeah. Ah, you moved. I made the statue move. Right, you off. Yep, there you go. You're not doing a good job, are you? What a weird thing. It's kind of like a mime, I guess. But you see people doing that kind of artistry out on the street, and sometimes it's very, very good. But I don't understand.
Fine. Are you beggars ever going to leave me alone?
Wow. It doesn't really make too much sense that that would exist in this world.
Wouldn't you prefer to talk to someone more on your level?
People
Wow.
have a negative attitude. That's what's stopping them.
Whatever it is, leave me out of it.
Have you ever left Westminster? The whole city smells like urine.
Oh, the whole city says like, oh yeah, then.
If you've been interested in this kind of armor, I'd recommend that you go see Crazy Kayla for your general good.
Alright, they're the announcers recommending the people go buy things from you, Kayla. So obviously they're aware of you.
Keep walking.
Keep walking.
Are you lost? I'm not a tour guide.
I don't know. I mean, I guess I am lost. Industrial generator. I can click it or does that turn it on? I'm in. Doesn't need to do much, turn it on or off, honestly. Yeah, I'm not too sure, folks. This is, I mean, I appreciate that there's definitely situations in the game where you would
You've mistaken me for someone else.
you would want to not be it be directly
Look at you. You should really say a
Shut up.
tale about those clothes of yours.
shown exactly where things are, but
Yes, what is it?
wow. What about if I become the assassin and
Trying to
assassinate
elevate your
everybody here?
status by being seen with me? It won't work.
Wow.
Oh no. Whatever it is, keep it to yourself. Better that way.
Well, the only thing I saw was getting to the. I'm assuming this that's where the commentator is in this little tower there. Oh, here we go. Okay.
It's a shame we meet like this, as adversaries. Yes.
Oh, this is the guy who was let us out of
these
prison.
people is probably immoral, but believe me, not doing it would be infinitely more so. The explosive device will detonate when the games begin. Don't try to disarm it. You'll only cause a premature detonation, and I don't need another death on my conscience.
Can you disarm it? Why do you hate Smythe so much? What's it like being a clone? Why are you doing this? Fine, I guess he isn't worth saving. If you won't disarm it, get out of my sight. Attack. If you won't disarm it, I have to kill you. Yeah, why do you hate Smythe so much?
Do you have any idea what it's like to be created in a lab?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I do, kind of. Although I mean, I don't. Our character apparently was not a creation. We were just someone who was kidnapped and had our memory wiped before we had experiments done on us. But because we had our memory wiped, the only thing our character knows is the past couple of months in the game when we woke up in the lab. So I guess in some weird way you could argue that yes, I do know what it's like to be born in a test tube. And I'm after the guy for the same reasons, but just killing him isn't going to solve anything. Maybe, I don't know.
Just born into slavery. I was born for it. Born to kill.
So you're gonna kill by
The knowledge that I was going to die within 3 years.
That's
My
rough.
first assignment was in the angel slaughterhouses. I killed my siblings, those who were at the end of their life cycle. I watched as they dissolved in acid, screaming.
That sounds awful.
They could feel death. That's when it awoke within me. Free will. I've hated them ever since.
Oh, I guess he's already answered this. What's it like being a clone?
Every day we wonder when it will happen. When the time will come to be thrown away and forgotten. Forever. At least I'm fortunate enough to
That's
do
what humans deal
something
with as
about
well.
it. The others, they just can't bring themselves to hate their master.
But what will this actually solve? Will this shut down the whole organization?
My death is coming soon. I can feel it. But at least I'll die a free man. And all I ask is that I'm buried in a free land.
Can you disarm
It
it?
doesn't matter if I can. I won't.
If you won't disarm it, get out of my sight.
Very well.
Okay. He says I can't disarm it, but I bet I can. I've got maximum disarming skill. I mean, explosive skill. But let me just save it anyway, because it might be story-wise that I can't. Oh. Okay. Well. Okay, so there's no way to avoid this bomb going off. And there's kind of not much point in killing that guy. I just have to stay away from this tower, I guess. So I don't get caught in it myself. I don't know where he went. He just vanished, didn't he? Okay, well, I mean, they're probably going to try and pin it on me. He'll go off and they go, hey, I saw that guy near the bomb.
Without luxury.
And I'll be like, they're turning it so it's like almost as if you might as well have been the assassin whether you were or not. Which should be nice fun. But where's Smythe? He's not in that tower, is he? Why would he plant the bomb there if he doesn't even know where he is? Okay, so the bomb went off, killed a bunch of people. Did it kill Smythe?
Stand by for an announcement from the head of the civil service.
Right, so Smythe's gonna be like, meh, you fell into my plan. Meh.
Salutations. It is with great sadness that I address the city in these troubling times. My thoughts are with the families of those who lost their lives in this tragic incident, and I'd like to declare a moment of silence.
Tragic incident? Only the people at the location here know about this tragic incident, so he's addressing the whole city and they're going, what tragic incident? But never mind.
During times like these, it is the duty of civil service to ensure...
Or more to the point, Smythe was obviously not here. Their info was shit. Mr. X, you're shit.
...that tonight's events are not repeated. Therefore, we shall be stepping up to ensure the continuation of government services while this state of emergency is ongoing. Compliance with these groups is compulsory. If anyone has any questions or queries, please direct them to the office of the head of the civil service. Keep calm and carry on.
Okay. So they obviously didn't kill him. So the whole thing was a waste of time. And I'm presumably not implicated. I mean, I could take this guy's armor. I need it. Wow. I mean, shame for their stuff to go to waste, right? Just loot the corpses at the bombing, the terrorist attack. Kind of a little fucked up. Yes, there's no way for that to stop that regardless. So the only difference would be if Mr. X had, you know, I'd gone along with his plan, it would have been me placing the bomb rather than the agent there. She's looking at me like, you... Okay, is that the same guy? Is that just a random guy? I don't know. Okay, so what did it come up with on our main quest, though? Let's see what it says. Go to the office of the head of the civil service after the tournament. Okay. Let's do that. Which is... down here. Oh, we haven't actually been there yet. Oh, I guess maybe it was, hidden away, wasn't it? Wasn't there? Juggernaut, how you doing there, buddy? He would indeed. I didn't, bud. He will. That'd be good. Yeah, I'm sure that this location was not marked on the map previously, because I would have discovered it, even if I couldn't get to it. Before, because when we got to the prompts to go and investigate and meet the 5th column and Camelot, let's at least finish up in the city here, find out what's going to come of that. I don't know if I need to do one or both of those to progress the main quest, but seemingly right at this moment we don't. So let's go meet up with presumably Mr. Smythe. But yeah, I didn't Juggernaut either. Oh, excuse me.
Why the rush? Do you have somewhere to be?
I don't know if you know, love, there's just been a terror attack. You know, you're just chilling, you know, enjoying yourself. No worries in the world. Huh. Oh. I feel like there's nothing stopping us from going to this location. So maybe it just wasn't there previously.
Word of advice? Never tell a Thames-folk girl she'd look all right without the gills. Yikes.
Yeah. You know. I wouldn't, because I'm not racist! Like the police. Just chilling. That's alright, that's good. That's good. Good to be chilling. People be streaming today. You got plans for Christmas, Juggernaut? Is it a big deal for you, or is it something not really too worried about? Okay, yeah, I feel like I should have discovered this place previously, but I guess I didn't.
Life at the top is immensely satisfying.
Yes. It is. It really is. Oh. I want to steal your milk, actually. Guys. Reception. I'll see your telephone. What do you think about that? I shouldn't even
One moment, please.
Say nothing. No worries. I'd like to book an appointment. I have some questions for Smythe. Make it quick. I'm just not say anything to start with. I'll respect her enough.
One second. And done. Oh, it's you. Go right in. I'll buzz you through.
I do
How
hope
does she know who I am?
proud of me.
Okay, I'm getting buzzed in. To where? I'm not sure exactly. Oh, not through here. Oh, it's a left ear pencil as opposed to an actual pencil.
Am I invisible, or are you an invalid? Which is it? Am I invisible, or are you an invalid? Which is it?
I mean, you should all be asking yourselves the same question.
I'm in touch with humanity.
No, you're not. You lack humanity. Oh, Smythe's hat. Is it? Has he really just left his hat here? Lying around? That's kind of weird. I wonder if you could put +1 point of perception. I wonder if you could put weave on that. I mean, it wouldn't be as, even if you could, it wouldn't be as good as Arthur's hat. That's the thing, isn't it? Okay, interesting. Interesting. It does save if weird things happen. Oh. Oh, right, yeah, because it is like technically an internal area. You go through the gate to get inside there. Interesting, Juggernaut. So what do you think the point in the game is you have to progress to make it accessible? Yeah, that makes sense, right? Yeah, because I ran, like a while ago, I ran all the way around, we're going up here, Westminster, just trying to tag all the locations for XP and future reference, and I'm sure we didn't find this, so
I'll visit.
we probably walked down the street, it's just, and the doors were there, but they were not doors you could even click on. Which, you know, I guess I've got mixed feelings about that, because on one hand, I totally understand for, you know, story purposes, why they're like, we really don't want you come to this location until you get to X amount of progress through the game. And rather than like putting up like literal physical barriers to stop you getting there, because that doesn't make sense, they just decide that you can't, the place essentially just doesn't exist. So I understand why. On the other hand, of course, it's an open world game. You're kind of taken away from the vibe of that by just arbitrarily deciding, oh, this place exists, but it doesn't exist for you as the player of the game until we say so. I mean, all they needed to do is make the location be there so you could tag it, and then just make the door say inaccessible, so you can see it's a door, but you can't go in. You can't attempt to break it down or anything, and just go. Then as at least as the player, you go, huh, okay, never mind, and then it's not as weird when you come back later. But yeah, to do that with the War Museum, that's very strange. Right, yeah, so the point where you go with Archie back into the lab to, you know, to check it out. So so that point there. So until you do that, the War Museum literally doesn't exist. Kind of weird, right? Yeah, because it's not too long after that you're told to get a gas mask, right? I don't know if there's a couple of more steps before that, but and of course there you have it. But here's the thing, I don't know this location or the War Museum. By giving the player access before they're supposed to have it, what really like gets broken or
outside the walls
or becomes an issue, right? If you go there, because for this location, I'll come in here, Smythe would not be here, the receptionist would have very little to nothing to say to us. I'd run around, steal a few telephones, and then leave because there's no reason to be here, right? That's all that would be there. Maybe not have Smythe's hat there just on the podium for me to just take. Kind of same with the War Museum. You found the headquarters of the Tommies. Okay. So what? Why is that a problem? I don't know. It's curious. Dress code update. Let's look at this. It's been brought to my attention that a typographical error. There's some confusion among staff. Wow. Okay. Those responsible have been sacked. All shirts must be pressed and tucked, but it could be any colour. This is curious. Gentlemen may wear trousers. Ladies may wear knee-length or shorter skirts, but not longer. And he says may, so you don't have to. Black bowler hats are required in compliance with public decency law. So you can walk around with not wearing trousers, but you have to wear a bowler hat. Comfortable shoes of any colour must be worn at all times. So you're not allowed to take your shoes off. And they're not allowed to be uncomfortable.
See how the other half.
How weird. Anyway.
I live in fear.
So these guys are the actual bureaucrats, and seemingly Smythe is in charge of them, although he's like a shady character because nobody
People
actually
have a negative attitude. That's what's stopping
actually knows him. Interesting. I guess they know his name, right? Some people know his name for sure. Okay, that's where I'm supposed to go and sit on that chair, am I? Seems a little sus. Before I do that, let's look down the corridor here.
In a hurry? An important meeting, perhaps?
Me?
I think not. If I see one more up-and-comer peasant, I'll go mad.
We'll go mad then. Yo, Heather! Yeah, I guess that's true, Jargonaut. That's true. But I don't know. I guess with a project like this, it can always be made better, right? It can always add more to it. So maybe from their point of view, you can't have it perfect because the work would literally never end. So maybe they feel like, we need to do this or that. But then they...
What's that smell?
They're like, let's just do this. This is good enough.
Oh, it's you.
I'm like, oh, hello. Guess I'll crack this door as well. But yeah, how you doing, Heather? Are you well? Hope you had a good weekend. Just in here on your own, buddy? Just locked in here? It's kind of weird, no? Final dress code update. Due to the extreme levels of confusion, here's the final update. Yeah, because it was a bit confusing. It says you may wear trousers. Well, may means you can. It's something you can do, but not have to do. So I would have just turned up here. Well, this is the same thing. Oh no, it doesn't. Oh, okay. This is wrong. Project going to begin on Friday. Staff dress code standards will revert to the original guidelines as follows, pending review. Okay, so changes from the ones we just read. Shirts must be white or grey. Ladies have to wear trousers and men have to wear skirts. Bowler hats, same. Black or brown shoes must be worn. And you can wear a cardigan, vest, or jumper only at your personal supervisor's approval. I see. Well...
It must be horrible to live in places without luxury.
Alright, well, I guess we're gonna just sit down in a Smythe seat. Are you gonna jack a potato? You send me one? No, I'm joking. Oh, answer the telephone. This could be Smythe, isn't it? Like, thank you for not assassinating me, but you couldn't anyway. Meh.
Ahoy, hoy, wayfarer.
Hello. Ahoy, hoy.
Our meeting will have to take place over the telephone, I'm afraid. Scheduling conflict.
Why do we have a meeting?
Even so, I'd like to thank you for your assistance up until now. You're more helpful than you realize.
Really? I've not been trying to help you. Glad to be of service. If I did help you, it was by accident. Enough talk. I have some questions for you. I'd like to meet face to face. Yeah, say that.
All in good time. There's an important matter I wish to discuss first. At any rate, congratulations on moving up in the world.
What, level 64?
You've certainly taken advantage of all this troubled city has to offer.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we have.
Your diligence is almost impressive. Nobody's ever managed to discover as much about Angel in so little time. But I can't help but feel animosity between us.
You started it, bro.
So,
Do you know what I mean? He started it. He tried to kill us. I mean, and before that, he kidnapped us and did weird experiments on us. So look, any time, Smythe, you could have been like, "Oh, we should be friends. I'll give you lots of information, and you can maybe work for me or something." He never tried to do that. He's just been a massive weirdo since the start of the game. So I don't know if there's any animosity from me to you. If you're the source of it, buddy, don't put that on me.
Spirit of goodwill and discovery, I'm willing to offer you a deal.
A deal? You say?
Cooperate with my organization, and I'll give you my most valuable resource. Information.
Okay.
Because information is power. And I know who you are. Who you really are.
Well, surely who I really am is just some rando wastelander who lost his memory. Now I can see where this is going. I wonder if it's going to be like a little nod to the prisoner or something. That would be pretty cool. I did like the prisoner. What I'm guessing, and I thought this quite early on, but the more it moves along, the more it seems that might be the case. What we are, actually, is one of these blank clones of Smythe. And one of his spare bodies is just us that's got loose somehow. It could even be, although this would be quite clever, and I don't know if it'll be this clever to do this. Mr. Smythe doesn't actually exist outside of our own head. Because who's seen him apart from us? Nobody. So that could be that could be the literal dun 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 of the whole game. In fact, that the whole thing comes full circle. Our character, we are Mr. Smythe. We are the good guy and the bad guy. We've been fighting against ourselves the whole game. Which, I mean, might be okay depending on how they present that idea. That's what I'm guessing they're going to go for at the minute. It makes me very much think of the prisoner. Which, I could easily see there being a cool reference in the game, for that. But I don't know. It seems like there's like more people would recognize us or something, because a lot of people have been like, oh, like the receptionist downstairs was like, oh, it's you. So she obviously has been informed that we have an appointment or something. I mean, if we were like actually the head of the civil service, far more people would recognize us and would interact with us. All these gentry in this building wouldn't be saying like, oh, you lowly commoner, oh, you smell like piss, or whatever, would they, if I was actually the boss of this whole place, right? So that is a bit of an inconsistency. But I don't if that even is the case, I don't know. I can see it going that way. Or even if it's not as extreme as that, we'll go with the middle ground and assume that our biological being, was a clone created by Smythe to be his new body, or one of his potential reserves of new bodies that got loose. And Smythe, being the smart ass that he is, like, maybe this is like some weird wild card that one of my new bodies that I was potentially going to inhabit at some point in the future is like running around the wasteland doing stuff. Because maybe when it comes down to it, he can exert some kind of control over us. I don't know. It's very intriguing at this point, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, no, not animosity, Jargonaut from him to us, but potentially from us to him, because he has fucked with us. So, it makes sense that if he was feeling that, but, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. This is it's very intriguing. But yeah, I can definitely see this it going that way. It's like, yes, we meet face to face. Walk over to that mirror over there. Look in the mirror. Ha-ha! It's me! And we're like, what? I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, no, sorry, he wants us to... He's offering us a deal. He wants us to do something for him, and he'll give us information. Well, he said, he didn't say something. He said literally team up with him. After all this, he's like, oh yeah, you work for me now. I have some questions. Yes. What does cooperation with your organization entail? Yeah, like, specifically, what do you want me to do? I'm sure you can afford to pay me in something more substantial. Yeah, let me ask this.
Cooperation with Angel can be summed up in an utterance. Do as you are told.
Okay. So he's saying, from this point on, you work for me. And I'm like, okay, well, what work? To which he says, you just do as you're told. I tell you to do something, you do it. And if you don't, that means you've broken our contract we've made, our verbal contract. That's extreme. You know, your employer is literally like, you have to do everything I tell you to do. It's very extreme, Smythe. And for that, he's offering us information. Well, information on what? When are we getting that information? How much information? It all seems very ropey, to say the least. Akuma, how you doing, bro? Ooh, look at that stream streak that, Heather. Yeah. Right, from this point on, we are signed up. Oh, so is this how it pans out, Heather? So the tournament is the turning point of the game. You essentially have to... Now, we don't know anything much about the fifth column. We know that, presumably, they are against the Gentry's rule as well. And obviously, we just met a couple of the Camelot guys, and they made their intentions perfectly clear. So from this point in the game, we either have to join Camelot to fight against the Gentry, join the fifth column to fight against the Gentry, or be like, oh yes, I'll work with you, Smythe. In support of the Gentry, presumably. It's not the point of no return yet, Jargonaut, but it's kind of presenting the potential big choices. Right, okay. Interesting, though. Continue.
Follow that simple rule and you'll get everything you've ever wanted.
But you don't know what I want, though, Smythe. Right?
Considering you have no bargaining power, that's a pretty good deal if you ask me.
No bargaining power? This guy. I have some questions.
Go
on. Yeah, what is Angel's overall goal, apart from, well, it's just to fucking control society from the shadows, or fucking Illuminati style.
Angel believes in whatever I want it to.
Okay, well, alright, smart ass. Fucking semantics. What do you believe, dickhead? What, you just, you know, you just roll out of bed each day and decide what you're gonna do.
And what I believe is on a need-to-know basis.
Okay. So what's the purpose of the organization? Whatever he decides it is at any given moment. And you don't need to know that. What I currently desire and want. He's not fucking exactly doing himself any favors by convincing me, is he? Anyway. Why do you want me to work for you?
I have bold plans for this city.
But I'm not going to tell you what they
I
are.
want someone equally bold to enact them.
The fact he's trying to enlist me means that suggests to me that he doesn't have other people that could do what I can do. And it also suggests that he can't do it himself.
I could get into specifics, but I won't.
I have bold plans. Someone of your talents would be very useful for me to do those things. But I'm not going to tell you what they are. Bro, throw me a bone here, Smythe. Who exactly are you? I'm not telling. Meh.
That's something we can discuss at a later date.
Bro. Right, Jargonaut. Yeah, he knows everything, and everything has been within his plan. Everything that happens in this whole world is his machinations, so he claims. And he's like, you have no bargaining power. Meh. It's like, you sure about that? Yeah, I mean, I can understand, Akuma, why you'd want to run your organization like that. But if he values me as much as he is claiming, you can't. In negotiations, there's got to be give and take. You can't just. He needs me more. What do I need from him? Information, non-specific information of a non-specific amount or type at a non-specific time, and to get that non-specific ephemeral information, which is going to be he promises me is going to be so, useful and wonderful for me to have. So he says, I have to work for him, and I have to do everything he tells me to do, without question, immediately, forever. And his response is, well, you really don't have a choice, do you? You're in no position to bargain. He's not giving me any reason to value this supposed information he has. If he said, like, I'll tell you X, Y, and Z specifically, which I, the player, our character, really, really, really wants to know, that we're willing to unquestionably work for this psycho, then that's fair enough. But he's not, because there's nothing our character wants or needs, right? We've got a battle rifle, bro. We're the most powerful individual in this wasteland right now. I could run around all of the city and kill every single living entity we come across, including all of the gentry, including all of Camelot, all of the Fifth Column, all of every single gang in this city. I could just murder them all. And there's nothing that you, Smythe, can actually do to stop me. So it's kind of a weird position he's taking, right? Like, he's literally not giving anything, and he's doing it quite arrogantly. So much for our questions. Yeah, I mean, maybe that's the way it will go. So the only reason to agree to help him, I feel, is from the point of view of using that as a deception. Like, oh yeah, Smythe, yeah, I'll work for you, buddy. Yeah, you bet. Jumping through his hoops with the intention of actually getting closer to him, to then kill him or, dispose of him or wrest power from him or whatever else. So kill him and take over. The problem is, he could be aware of that. That's what I would do. And if I go down that road, I have to kind of commit to it. Which, who knows what kind of wacky atrocities and fucked up weird shit that he's going to ask me to do that I'm not going to fully understand the full implications of, that I may end up regretting. It seems like a long shot that could pay off, but it might not be worth it. And we've seen how Angel operate. They are all about the the ends and don't really give a shit about the means and who gets killed and fucked over. Which you could argue that our character is kind of a little bit like that as well, but doing it at his behest, I don't know if I can bring myself to do it. I'm sure you can afford to pay me something more substantial. See how he reacts to that.
So, wealth is your ambition?
Not really, but...
But I'll try not to judge.
So that's us saying, I don't care about information, buddy. Just give me money. He's like, oh, tickets. And I was like, I need more tickets. No, I don't.
Guarantee you will be paid more than the gentry's subsistence wages.
Obviously.
And certainly more than the pocket change handed out by the proles. In fact, when this is all over, I can make you a millionaire on the spot.
Yeah, but when will this be all over? And why do I want 1 million tickets? What am I going to really do with that?
When one achieves ultimate power, they tend to find things fall into place for them. I'm listening.
If you're not giving me ultimate power, right? I mean, let's see what it says here, what the options are. Oh, interesting. I accept your terms. I don't know if I can do that. I don't want any dealings with you, which is true. But this is interesting. The third option, I'll think about it. Is that a legitimate option? So we don't commit, we don't agree to be his buddy, but also we're not just set time to fuck off. So we can kind of... much like he does, keep our cards close to our chest. I think that's the correct thing to do. I don't know if he'll just demand that we make a decision right here and now. I can't agree. Well, part of me likes the idea. Like, look, if this was like a proper RPG, where you can do anything you want, like if this was Dungeons and Dragons, for example, or some other tabletop RPG, I would be like, yes, bad guy, I'll do whatever you say. And then it doesn't matter, because it's not a video game, you're not locked into any particular given thing. I can choose to betray him down the line at a moment's notice. Obviously, this is a video game where things are not as free and open as that. So, yeah, by saying I accept his terms, who knows what that's going to lock me into for the rest of the game. And I'm sure that it wouldn't necessarily mean that I forevermore for the rest of the game am Mr. Smythe's bitch. But certainly I'm going to start having to do... the game will say, oh, now here's your next quest marker. Go do this for Smythe. Which is very distasteful to me, personally. So, I'll say I'll think about it and see what he says to this.
Your indecisiveness is discouraging.
Well, I don't really care about encouraging you.
It up to ignorance.
Oh, see his attitude. He's like, you're ignorant.
When you come to your senses, there's a card on my desk. Go to the address on it.
See, that's the thing. Rather than confirming...
This conversation is over. Be seeing you.
Be seeing you.
I do hope Father is proud of me.
Right, okay. So he's a bit peeved that we've not agreed to be his bitch, but he's still holding hope that we may choose to in the future. So he's got a card here with an address on. Southwark Angel Radiation Research Laboratory in Clapham. Okay. Speak to Director Wesley Herbertson. Do not delay. Okay. Right, yeah, I think that was the right thing to do. Oh, take an initiative. Go to your first initiative. Huh?
Maybe I'll visit outside the walls sometime.
Huh?
See how the other half live.
My first initiative? What does that mean? What does it mean? Very curious.
Can I sit here?
Yeah, sure. Of course you can. Thank you for the follow. How you doing? Have you been playing Fallout London? Just been watching people play it? Yeah, and if you've not completed it yourself, be careful of spoilers. I don't know how far through the game we are. But we're a decent chunk. We've just been doing some stuff on the on the main quest, so just be aware that you might see things that might be spoilers for you. I'll tell you how I don't need the gun. Okay, so let me have a look here. Yeah, so I guess that's just the Smythe quest, isn't it? Which is, I mean, all of these are out of the city, so let's get out of the city for a second. And then into the city, rather. And then we'll, consider options. Regardless of what I decide to do, I feel I should at least definitely go and meet the fifth column and introduce myself and find out what they're all about. And definitely go and meet Camelot and find out what they're all about. Because, you know, you definitely get a vibe when you meet, like, the leaders of them and where they're coming from. I get the impression they both want the downfall of the gentry. But we're going to have, like, a very different kind of philosophical outlook on how to do that and why that needs to be done, and what, most importantly, what will be the state of society if and when they succeed. You know, the Camelot already said they want a true democracy, apparently. You know, but is that true, right? Sometimes people will fucking claim that, and it won't actually be the case. Right, okay, so down here. But then, I could go and meet this guy. Just to, you know, to find out what's what. And it could even be like, oh, right, yeah, Mr. Smythe wants you to do this and that. And then I just don't do it. That's also an option, isn't it? Where to begin? Let's do a save first. I don't like Mr. Smythe. I think he's a prick. I definitely can't agree to just do his bidding, regardless. And if we take a step back from the, excuse me. Forget about Smythe for a minute. Just look at the social situation in London as a whole. With the gentry. Now, at first glance, of course, the gentry, they're just rich folks living in the nice part of the city, right? And yes, they have a foul, elitist attitude. But at face value, you're like, okay, well, that's their stuff, that's their money. You know, being angry at them for no reason, is that justified? They deserve to die just because they got more money than other people? You'd say no, but, we have to consider something. Essentially, boiling it right down, the gentry, with the, you know, the military arm being the Tommies, they're no different from any other gang in the city. They are just the largest, most, you know, wealthy, with the largest military gang, to the point where they essentially lord it over the other gangs. They're like, hey, you guys, we'll leave you alone if you give us money. They'd, like, literally demand protection money with the assumed threat that if you don't pay your protection money, we'll kill you, or we'll do some really unpleasant stuff to you. So they're no different from essentially the mafia, right? And the other gangs are just, like, you know, smaller. So on that basis, they're not morally justified at all. And that's not to say that any given member of the gentry, like, if you're born into that system, it's not really, you can't really be held responsible for the corruption there. But it is morally wrong, right? Now, where to draw the line in terms of bloody revolution, right? Should you march like the Camelot seem to want to do, building up an army to march on Westminster and just get in there and just kill them? That seems a bit extreme. I don't know, but like I say, if the gentry were not using the Tommies to essentially demand taxes. Now, the thing with taxes is they're supposed to provide social services, whatever those services may be. But if in this world, the gentry just demand money and don't give anything back. Now, maybe some of them claim that, you know, they do have the Tommies spread around here, there, and everywhere, and are supposed to be fulfilling that promise of protection, but they don't always, and sometimes they're corrupt, and sometimes they abuse their power. It's perfectly reasonable to, you know, concede that the gentry should not be in the position of power that they're in. I think that's a reasonable assumption. The real question is what to do about it. Certainly Mr. Smythe. Mr. Smythe is not only the head of, but embodies the totality of this secret, semi-secret organization, Angel. But he's also the public face of the head of the civil service. Surely, for all intents and purposes, he is, you know, he controls Angel. Angel controls the gentry, essentially. So there's even more reason why they shouldn't be in charge, right? I don't know. I guess we're going. Well, I guess the first thing to do is go and meet them. And see what the gist is, what the vibe is. Oh. Okay. Yeah, it's curious, actually, Juggernaut, that Mr. Smythe didn't... What did he say in that conversation? He said something about, you've been very useful to me. That was it. He didn't really mention the assassination attempt. He didn't mention Mr. X or any of that stuff. So I wonder, yeah, if we had agreed with Mr. X and gone along with placing the bomb, if he would have said something more to us about the situation. I wonder. Anyway, I want to step out for a minute and then... I want to go and check out this contact of Smythe's first. I'm not going to agree to do any given thing. And then I guess we'll go and meet the Fifth Column and Camelot as well. Before I think Juggernaut's right in the sense that we're not at a point of no return just yet. But I think the vibe I'm getting is there's at least 3 different main endings, conclusions to the game, being team up with Camelot to destroy the gentry, team up with the Fifth Column to destroy the gentry, and both of those maybe each other, or potentially just be Smythe's bitch, and then hope that he follows through with his with this idea of actually revealing who he really is, and also making us somehow his right-hand man. And obviously that would tie in with this whole idea that, dun dun dun, we are actually Mr. Smythe. Having some weird conversation with ourselves. And if we I just put the blinders on, just have faith in Mr. Smythe, the conclusion will be we will become the ruler of all of Fallout London. Which you could argue that is something we should want. Because, yeah, you don't want some corrupt system being, in charge of things. But if you're the ruler of that corrupt system, at least then you can manipulate it as you see fit. I don't know if that's going to be the case, though. I'll be back in a minute, and then we'll, I don't know, I'll think about it. Yeah, Kuma, I wonder if that's where it's going. But yes, excellent suggestion, Jargonaut. Just make sure I save super frequently, so then if I start something, I go, no, this is not what I actually want to do on this playthrough. Then I can just reload the game. So on that note, let's go and just find this place where Smythe is telling us to go to report to someone who works for him if I've changed my mind. I want to go and see. Obviously, if this kind of commits me to his cause, then I will fucking reload my game, but... I can see that being the thing, like the good ending, so to speak, of the game, or at least the best ending for your character, or the city, in fact, where the least amount of people die or whatever, is actually doing what Smythe says, and going along with it. But it's just so... It just feels so inappropriate. I don't know if I can commit to it. And look, you could easily use this as a point, and then do like multiple playthroughs from like reloading your game or whatever. But I don't know that we are personally gonna have the time for that. We're just gonna pick one and go with it. Oh, you're shooting me, are you? You're fucked. Actually, bro. You too. Ooh, hello. Is that right, Heather? Yeah, okay. That's not the only reason, but I suppose that's another reason not to. I assume, Heather, you've not got this far along the main quest in your own game. And what's your feeling, Heather? What are you going to do if you have to choose between these three options? I guess I can't really tell until I go and have a proper chat with Camelot, or just in fact meet. Ah, yeah, we came here and I just could not get through yet, could I? Okay. Oh, hello. Right, so somebody's in here that works for Smythe.
Stop! Stop!
Oh, there we go.
My test subjects!
There's test subjects. Don't shoot the feral ghouls. I want to. I'll probably shoot this guy as well, actually. I mean, that's gonna be a thing. Okay, I'm just gonna save a lot.
What are you doing to my test subjects?
Killing them. You mean those commuters?
The only thing separating us from them is the human ability to obey orders. Something you clearly lack.
Okay, I need to kill this guy.
Wait a second. A bold display of wanton violence. A disregard for authority. You're Smythe's new lackey, aren't you?
Nope.
The Wayfarer.
Nope. No. I'm Iznib.
So you are. And you are quite late. Don't worry, I forgive you.
What happens if I just kill this guy?
I have such sights to show you, and there is a lot of work to be done. Perhaps we started things off on the wrong foot. I see your value now. Come, make yourself useful. Meet me in my office.
Okay, let's at least see what he has to say for himself, I guess. Man, why have turrets that don't work, bro? I do not like the expression on his face. Let's stick his stuff. Yeah. Button, I wonder what that does. Read his terminal. The feral ghoul population has surged over the past few months. Interesting. When he says breeding grounds, I don't think he means actual breeding grounds, just a turn of phrase, right? Okay, he's interested in feral ghouls. I don't know what this button does, should I? Oh, okay. It opens that for no reason. Oh, what's that? His personal technical... Oh, terminal. His technical document. All right, that's...
Welcome, Wayfarer. I am Director Wesley Herbertson. And you are now in my employ.
No, I'm not.
Shall we begin?
I don't know who you are.
I have given you my name and title. What more could you possibly need?
How did you meet Mr. Smythe?
Smythe found me. And made me the offer I've been waiting for my whole life. A chance to experiment, free from the needless shackles of pointless ethics. Let's not earn his ire by wasting our time in such frivolities,
What are you working on?
Nothing short of the answer to the most daring question of the atomic age. Can a commuter be saved? Can they be brought back from the brink of insanity? Have their faculties restored? Reclaim their humanity?
I think we realised the answer to that
get on
is
with it
no.
then?
Why are you hiding
I am
now?
not hiding here. This is my home.
This shithole.
Or would you rather I live up there like a common swine?
Never mind.
Very well. I won't. This is an angel
I'm trying to
laboratory.
get out of the conversation.
The last bastions of technological progress in London. You were sent here because you are quite capable of getting things done. And right now, that is what I need. Someone who will get things done.
So Smythe's not actually being like, here, take this card, if you change your mind. Like, as in, come to this place and I'll redouble my efforts to convince you. He's just gone, here's the location of the person of the first task I am giving you to do is to assist this guy. Go there if you change your mind. So he's not actually gonna do, he's just assuming that, it's no different from if I said, yes, Mr. Smythe, I'll work for you. He would have gone, well, I go here. And because I said no, he said, well, go here if you change your mind. That's it.
What do you know of the ghoul feralization process?
I don't care. Yeah, intelligence 7. Only general scientific consensus is inescapable and irreversible. You mean like tunnel cough? No, sorry. Scholar. I've read a few articles on general consensus. It's very interesting. I'll say it now. I'll say it.
A word of advice from a fellow pursuer of the truth. The consensus is nothing more than a system of oppression.
Maybe.
Spend your whole life seeking the approval of high-ranking fools, and the only thing you'll find is mediocrity. They told me to settle for hypothesis, to abide by the ethics of the weak. I refused, and now, here we are. I've dedicated my life towards undoing feralization, in essence clearing a ghoul's mind. And now, I'm a few steps away from finishing my revivification serum. Or at least I was, until my last patient had an extreme reaction which required an urgent surgical procedure. 2 bullets delivered directly into the brain. Turns out we need DNA samples from fresh commuters to finalize the serum. So I had a few of my underachieving scientists schoolified. They're currently wandering about downstairs.
Wow.
I sectioned off that part of the lab to be a habitat of sorts for my test subjects. I want you to go down there and collect 4 DNA samples for me. Understood?
Don't do it yourself. Oh, don't want to do that. That's all. I bet it's a death trap, that. Yeah, that's just this. I don't wanna do
Forgive me. It seems I led you into believing you have a choice in the matter. You will do this. Terminate the ghouls and extract a sample with this. I won't wish you good luck. Competent people don't need it. Now go.
Yeah, let me steal some shit out of this safe, I guess, first. Yeah, maybe that's why he's been looking into this. Maybe because he's been alive for so long that he's scared about his body going ghouly. Okay, let me just do a save. Oh. It's like that, is it? LOL. Go on then. Shoot me. Oh, but I shot him so hard he put shades on. Yeah, shoot me back, buddy. Go on. So I assume it's one of those if I just leave. And, hey, Armin, how you doing there? Yeah, no, okay. Bald, is that what you call it in, Russia? I cut my hair on, yesterday. Is overdue. But yeah, no, I have the same hairstyle as this guy. Yeah. I don't like this guy's attitude, and I feel like if I keep going down this path, then I'm gonna be doing what Smythe wants me to do. So let's go and meet the 5th column. Let's go introduce ourselves to those guys. Yeah, the fucking the London Eye, bro. That's staggeringly bad that once you've destroyed it, you can it's still up, depending on which direction you're looking at it from. But yeah, that feels to me like it's like such a small thing, but it's like a massive oversight. They should really fix it. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that there, and so we're going to yeah, let's go meet the 5th column. We've already found that their base of operations, haven't we? We were not able to really like go into it, and we've not really had any interaction with any of their people. We've seen them wandering around and stuff, and they've not given me any grief, and I've not given them any grief, and we don't really know what they're about, specifically, or what they've got going on. Yeah, is that? I mean, $53. What, American dollars? But yeah, I mean that is a lot for cheese. Sure. Depends how much you get, I guess. They're into columns. Yeah, I mean. So what do you guys stand for? Well, we really like columns. In fact, we like having 5 of them. And you see, the 5th one is the most important. Let's find out. Let's speak to somebody. Hello there. Okay, speak to the recruitment officer, McFadden.
Your timing's impeccable, comrade.
Who said I'm your
recruitment
comrade?
training slots have just opened up.
Okay. Who are you?
Me? Name's McFadden. My job is to sit here and, well, recruit people.
Okay. Okay. What are administration
Each branch
branches?
is led by one of Eve's advisors and runs different initiatives. There are 5 main branches.
Of course there's 5.
Administration, offense, defense, tech and domestics. You'll be assigned to a rank and branch respective of your talents.
Offense. That's what I'm doing. Tell me about the training.
You'll learn all that's required to brave the wastes. Not simply weapon-based combat, but also provisioning and espionage.
Yeah, I think I figured all that out on my own, but thank you.
At the end of training, you'll be assigned to an advisory branch. Oh, and of course you'll be paid for your time.
I guess at this point, we have to join them, I guess. It's pretty gloomy. No snow, though, Ramen. That's cool. You're in St. Petersburg. But yeah, so is that American dollars, though? Do some places in Russia accept American dollars as payment? That's... I know, obviously, the US dollars are used in many different countries around the world as like a secondary currency, or even a primary currency in some places. But I would assume that would not fly in Russia. But I don't know, you tell me, buddy. The leader of the 5th column is a total nutcase, Heather. Oh, okay, right, sorry, Ramen. My apologies, I didn't realise. But yeah, I mean, hopefully that cheese lasts you a long time, buddy, I guess. I mean, joining them surely means I can't... I'll be able to extract myself from it, I would assume. Anyway, let's try it.
You'll fit right in, I'm sure. I just need to ask you a few questions. Do you have any prior combat experience?
So usually I wouldn't say something this hyperbolic, but I feel at this point in the game, like lie to him. No, none. I've never fought anything in my life. I've killed 2 feral ghouls, loads. Or I am the manifestation of death. The wastes are my hunting grounds. It sounds ridiculous. However, at this point in the game, that's kind of the... that is actually the truest statement. Like, you know, fucking legendary wombles get yeeted. Gehennas, you know, get yeeted. Whatever we come across now just gets utterly murdered. So let's see what McFadden's response to this is. In complete po-faced sincerity, edgelord, manifestate, yeah. Just be like, I am the manifestation of death. The wastes are my hunting grounds, McFadden. And he's like, oh, are you joking? I never joke about killing.
I see.
No!
I'll just put you down as experienced.
Yeah, you do that, bro.
Now let's move on to next of kin.
Greetings, Officer McFadden.
Oh, screwed down.
I can't help but notice you are talking to a Category A individual. How exciting.
I'm a Category A,
I will
am I?
escort them to Mistress immediately. Thank you, Officer.
Well, I've already started the recruitment process, so...
So what, McFadden?
No!
I might as well finish it. No need to deviate from the usual process.
Need I remind everyone that I outrank you, Officer?
No, I actually didn't need reminding of that depressing factoid. Fine. Follow the insufferable gearbox. Just remember to tell Eve that I sent you.
Follow me. When we met at the tournament, Guido could not compute your intentions. Mistress was pleased with your actions. The explosion was a favorable outcome.
My actions? I'm not responsible for the explosion.
Guido put in a good word for you. Hence why you are a Category A individual.
Oh, that's pretty cool, ramen. Yeah. Well, to make a whole channel out of it. I mean, fuck, Russia's a big enough place, isn't it?
I'm knackered as fuck. We're being beasted with all these drills.
Well, quit or shut up. Make up your mind. Okay. Let's go meet their leader then, Eve, the mistress, who Heather claims is a total nutcase. So we shall see. We shall see. Yeah, no, yeah, we did. But he's just said to us, I reported what you did at the tournament, and Mistress was pleased with the result. And it's like, I didn't do anything, bro. How dare you? It's like he's claiming that I am responsible for the explosion, which I'm absolutely not. So, you know. But yeah, why would it help the fifth column that bomb went off and just killed some random people? I don't know. Maybe this ties into her being a nutcase. We'll see. Fuck off, Reese.
How you doing?
I'm alright. How you doing? You don't look too healthy, buddy. Okay, let me poke around their base here. Take their stuff here. So I haven't really officially joined them yet.
Britain, awake! Awake for slumber!
You right there, bro? Bounties. Oh, a signed baseball card. I'll just take that. Okay. Random. And cigarette card. That counts as stealing for some reason. Okay. Gruff.
Fine day for it, ain't it?
The gruff is not that gruff.
Do you mind?
Locked door. Need the key for. Oh, okay, that's a back out into the street. Taggart. Don't walk away from me, sir. Okay, doesn't want to talk to us.
How are you doing?
Braden Knight. Doesn't want to speak to us.
That badman Lawrence is so stringy with supplies. Who does he think he is?
What can I do you for?
Was that Archie? Do you own this establishment?
Nah. Eve Varney owns this place. God bless her. I merely run it.
I'm proud
to serve my countrymen.
I see. I'd like a drink. What have you
Take a
got?
look.
Show me what you got, Lawrence. You don't have anything I want. Of course you don't. Why would you? Goodbye. Oh, requires key. Okay.
Hey,
Derek.
watch what you're doing. Okay,
Or
mind
what?
where you're going. How you doing?
No, mind where you're going. How you doing? Requires key. Okay. Derek. Yeah, imagine that. You get in there, it's fucking Archie. He said, oh, alright. It's me. Horatio.
Fine day for it, ain't it?
Maybe. Jennifer.
How you doing?
I'm doing alright. How you doing, Jen? I'm just looking around at your stuff here. Oh, I don't know. It's painted over like that. No. Oh, how about yes instead?
I'm knackered as fuck. We're being beasted with all this drills.
Well, speak to the boss about it. Don't tell me about it. I don't care. You're right, Ramen. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I mean, for myself, if I ever say something and you misunderstood what I said or don't understand what I said, just say so, and I don't mind clarifying. Oh, this is Eve's terminal. Okay, let's, much like we did with Thomas Black's terminal, let's crack it and read about him before we meet him. We'll do the same with Eve here. No, it's not typed. I'm shocked. Or shocked, rather. Could be laser. It's laser. Thoughts on the gentry. Okay. Insufferable. Prancing about, flaunting their wealth and privilege. They think they're above us all, don't they? That's true. Mark my words, their time will come. We'll see to that. We'll show them what true power is. Right, okay. And they'll rue the day they ever cross paths with me, Eve Vanry. Oh dear. Typos. One of the main characters in the game, the head of one of the main factions, can't spell her own name. Now, they could say, oh yeah, she is a mistype. That's actually built into the law. She's slightly dyslexic. Or we can be honest about this. This is a mistype on the part of the program, of the devs, isn't it? Isn't it? Eve Vanry. No, her name's Varney, not Vanry. Come on. So why add... Come on, guys. This is your baby. This is your passion project. You know, if you're going to type this shit, get someone to check it. Don't be like, oh, Dave, can you just type some diary entries for Eve? Yeah, sure. Oh, here you go. Oh, you've done that for you, Dave. Yeah, do you want to check it? Nah, it'll be fine. We trust you, Dave. Do you don't want someone else to just quickly proofread it? So, got any spelling mistakes? Nah, it'll be fine, Dave. So I'm being a dick, but also... Really? It's French. There's no rules. You can spell it however you want. Frustrations with Horatio's obsession. That's all it. Half brother. And okay, so that Horatio is Eve's half brother, and he has an obsession with tunnel cough. I assume he doesn't have tunnel cough because he'd be dead. Can you not see it's getting in the way of our plans? We're on the brink of something great, something that would change the course of history. And he seems to be tinkering with his cough remedies. I mean, that doesn't seem like a bad thing for him to do. If you feel, I mean, he might be barking up the wrong tree, but if he can make a remedy to tunnel cough, sure, that's a worthwhile thing to do. Okay, if he doesn't get his priorities straight soon, excuse me, I'll have to take matters into my own hands. Now, what does that mean? I mean, she'd kill him, surely. Victor Schmidt's wheelchair. Victor Schmidt and his infernal wheelchair. Always in the way, always slowing us down. I understand he's a valuable asset to our cause, but must he insist on bringing that clunky contraption everywhere? It's his wheelchair. You know, he needs it to get around. Must he insist on bringing it everywhere? Yeah, I guess he must insist. It's a hindrance. We need to be nimble, swift, and adaptable. That wheelchair is anything but... Well, surely this Victor in his wheelchair is not going on fucking recon missions and shit, is he? He's not going on the fighting on the front line, surely. Concerns about robotic limbs. Guido. Oh, I need you to check my robotic limbs again. Oh. Plans to crucial be derailed by faulty limb. Okay, so Eve has at least 2 robotic artificial limbs. Maybe all 4. Which is kind of wild, because obviously... Yeah, so she may be essentially a para or quadriplegic. But she has, you know, artificial limbs. But obviously, like any technology in the Fallout universe, is prone to malfunctions. So, that's a factor, isn't it? At least unauthorized reprogramming of Guido. Lily. Always the rebel, always tinker with things she shouldn't. I can't deny her skill. She's a prodigy when it comes to robotics. But reprogramming Guido without my permission, that's crossing a line even for her. Yes, I'm proud of her ingenuity, but I'm also furious that she go behind my back like that. I feel serious talk about boundaries. Okay. Recruitment drive. We need more potential recruits. Brave, dedicated individuals join our cause. Are you tired of... Okay, this is their selling recruitment spiel. Are you tired of the gentry's oppression? Everyone in the wasteland is. Do you long for a world where power belongs to the people? Yeah. Then look no further. Join us and together we'll usher in a new era of equality and justice. Note. Sounds good. So, I mean, that sounds like something that the Camelot could say, right? So what's the sticking point? Procuring supplies. Supplies are running low. And weapons, ammunition, medical supplies, anything and everything to keep our movement strong. I trust the admin department to do whatever it takes to acquire what we need. The fate of the fifth column depends on it. I've heard rumors of some caches and some tunnels. I'll get Guido to look into it. Redesigning the uniforms. Uniforms are essential for solidarity and identity within our ranks, or lack thereof. We need something bold, something that sets us apart from the rest. Suggestions and designs are welcome. I need to show the world the fifth column means business. Okay. So what do we get from Eve about this? That she's a bit of a control freak, and that she is the absolute authority. She's the leader. She, you know, she doesn't like things being out of her control, and the fact that she's complaining about her half-brother wasting resources and time on something that she deems to be not important. One of the members has a wheelchair, and she's like, bro, you and your fucking wheelchair getting in the way. It's a little bit ableist. When she herself doesn't, I wonder if it's her arms or her legs, or all four of her limbs, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, and here she's like, they're a robotics expert doing some reprogramming on their robot without her say-so. So she's like, on one hand, you're a robotic genius, and we're very lucky to have you as part of our operation. On the other hand, how dare you fucking do anything without my permission? So yeah, definitely a control freak, but seems to be, as a leader, she's definitely running a tight ship. And she's kind of like, I guess she's got a lot of stress on her plate about how they're going to survive, let alone proceed into the future. Okay. Good bit of insight into her there, for sure. Anything in here? Elizabeth?
Fine day for it, ain't it?
I mean, I guess.
How you doing?
Murgale? Murgil? I don't know.
Do you mind?
Is that Welsh? I don't know. You guys tell me. Freddie. Sorry, Freddie. I wasn't trying to sit on your chair.
Fine day for it, ain't it?
I was trying to talk to you. Okay. Right. Well, right, you, bro. I always respect you. Or kind of.
Britain, awake! Awake for slumber?
Zach?
How you doing?
I'm doing alright, Zach. How you doing?
Mistress is in the boardroom.
Yeah.
If you have any questions,
Good there.
Guido is at your service. Please enter.
Oh, okay. How about I just keep poking around to
five
base
minutes.
for that? Urgent update. All operatives. New intelligence says that Gentry's mercenary security patrols will increase in our sector. Not for the unnecessary confrontations. Okay, so they're being advised to just not engage the Gentry, just stay away from them for the time being. Okay. All equipment and weapons should be kept in good condition, obviously. Kind of shitty soldiers if they're not doing that. Strength lies in preparedness, yeah, of course. Unity and solidarity. Comrades, we are stronger together. Each of us plays a vital role in the liberation. I wonder what...
Lawrence is so...
So, their goal, their overall goal of shutting down the gentry is exactly the same as Camelot. Surely there's some degree of understanding, if not cooperation, between the Fifth Column and Camelot. Even if they've got very different ideals about how things should be after the fact. If their number one priority is the destruction of the gentry, you'd think they'd form some kind of alliance to get that done, even if after the fact they're essentially having to fight each other, right? I wonder. We'll see. Right, Kuma. Yeah, Victor, can't you just walk? God, you and your wheelchair. Just walk instead. Which is especially hilarious, the fact that she at least has 2 of her limbs that don't work.
Lies.
Are mechanical. Hilarious, right? Okay, she's right there. We've got the pony. Just like, anyway, speak to Guido again.
Is at your service.
How come you outrank McFadden?
Guido is a senior propaganda officer and one of Mistress's longest-serving supporters.
All right, cool, good for you. Okay, so he's a robot, but he's been part of the Resistance for much longer than McFadden, so he actually has a rank, even though he's a robot. He's obviously got some degree of respect, and also apparently, according to Eve's diary entry, Guido actually helps maintain her prosthetic limbs. Yeah, what is a Category A individual?
An individual considered to be a high-value asset to the Fifth Column. It is the highest compliment an outsider could receive.
Right, okay. So obviously Eve, and by extension the Fifth Column, are well aware of us, even though we've never had any run-in. So you think, based on our reputation, Eve is essentially going to do whatever she can to recruit us. So her attitude towards us will tell us a lot about her as a person. You know, the Fifth Column mean nothing to me individually, and they can't really do anything for me. Whereas I can do a lot for them. They need me with the situation they're in. I don't need them at all. They could not exist. No one give a shit. So on that basis, that understanding, which Eve should know that, and I will know that as well, and she should know that I know that, and she should know that I know that she knows that, right? You see what I'm saying? So if she's anything other than perfectly polite and very welcoming to us, and like not begging, but like really trying to put her position across and saying like, hey buddy, Wayfarer, you should really join us. It's best for you and the whole city, and it's the right thing to do. If she has any amount of arrogance or disrespect, then at the very least we can say she's not a good leader, because she's not really understanding the situation. But it's at least been we're at least on her radar, and that has been programmed into Guido. So like, hey Guido, if you've ever seen the Wayfarer around, do what you can to bring him back here or whatever, right? Seemingly. Who's this mistress you keep talking about? Yeah, I don't know if he's been programmed to call her that or what. She's glorious, apparently. Does Eve not get annoyed about you calling her mistress?
Mistress has tried many times to reprogram me so that I no longer call her mistress.
Okay, so she's not like lording it over him. It's like, you robot, call me mistress. But that's what he likes to call her.
Failed.
Okay, why? Nobody knows. You know, it wasn't me who blew up that tournament.
You have have nothing to hide from us, comrade. Down with the gentry.
Okay. So they think it was me. But they're happy about that. But essentially, sort of, I guess from their point of view, even if they're not responsible, you know, like sometimes you get like a terrorist attack somewhere, like a bombing, and then people who didn't even, like terrorist groups who aren't responsible, like will claim responsibility, because just to elevate their own name. I don't know that Eve is going to do that here, initially at least, but from her point of view, she's like, oh, there's a terrorist attack on my enemies. Cool. Essentially, some gentry died. Cool. That's a good thing. Whoever did that, cool. Thank you. Yeah, the fact that they're calling themselves comrades as well, it's, you know, we'll see. Okay. Goodbye, Guido. Let's go meet her then. I'll do a save in case this locks us into something. Oh, I'll steal the cavalry saber. Oh, okay. Oh, only St. George Master Key you can get in there. Okay, here she is.
A leader must be adaptable, as you are. Please let me help her.
I don't think so, John. I've made up my mind. You've gone silent again. I'll take that as your concession.
We have a guest.
Can I help you?
Guido sent me. Apparently I'm a category A individual. McFadden sent me. Apparently, yeah, I don't need to mention McFadden. I don't give a fuck about that guy. He's, you know, he's just the recruiter. He's that useful that they've just gone. He's like, what do you want me to do? And they're like, maybe try and recruit some people who are maybe more useful than you. Oh, is he? Heather, interesting. Yeah, Guido's the one who I don't dislike McFadden though, but I'm just trying to tell the truth here. Guido's the one who said we are a category A individual, so I'll tell her that is Guido.
Ah, the true winner of the Westminster tourney. Some say explosions are crude, but I admire their efficacy.
Lie. Yes, it was me. Or just tell the truth. It wasn't me. She's not gonna believe me. Right, okay, so her left arm is prosthetic. I'll have to look at her legs in a minute.
You were seen going
Yes.
behind the box right before the explosion. There's no need to be modest.
I'm not lying to you, love.
Any
Yeah,
foe
so her
of the gentry is a friend of ours.
left arm and left leg.
You're welcome to join in on our efforts.
Yeah,
You should.
I mean, so she's like, don't be modest. It's fine. You don't need to pretend that you didn't blow up, set the bomb. I'm like, no, really, lady, I didn't. She's like, don't be modest. It's like, no, I'm not.
Speak to Victor here. He's my second in command. Any tasks I dole out are delegated through him.
Will do. This is so we turn up and she's like, oh, you're the bomber at the tournament. I'm like, no, I'm not. She's like, yeah, you are. I'm like, no, I'm not. She's like, yeah, no, I know you are. And she's like, good job. Fuck the gentry. Down with the gentry. Good job, buddy. So you're joining us. All right, cool. So Victor will give you some stuff to do. She's very confident, right? You know what I mean? She's like, she's not trying to sell herself or her organization to us. She's like, oh, you want to kill the gentry? We want to kill the gentry. That basically means you work for us now, doesn't it? So go speak to Victor and he'll put you to work right away. Is that really, love? Really? That's it's a little bit cocky of you. A little bit cocky of you for, you know, all things considered. I'll speak to them soon. So yeah, I've got questions.
I'm afraid I must go. See you around, stranger.
Wow. That's me. I'll sound like a protectron as it's dying. She's very cocky. Like, if I was in her position, I'd be using a bit more, you know, a little bit more honey and be like, hey, buddy. You know, not too much, not to, you know, give away that, you know, you really want this guy on joining your cause, but she's very dismissive for someone who fucking needs us. Just like that. Okay. Let's speak to John. He'll speak to us. Good Samaritan, speak to Victor. That's gonna
Fine day for it, ain't it?
Oh! Oh, shit. Okay. So that's the point of no return. Right, yeah, okay, and I did do it as well there. So if I just literally, I've not even agreed to do anything with them. I've literally just gone to their base and met them. And then it's like, fuck you, you can't, no more Camelot for you. So I guess at this point, I need to be making a decision, folks. I mean, here's the thing, I'm not exactly down with the, the fifth column vibe. But then again, I don't know if I'm down with the Camelot vibe, right? So yeah, Heather, I've gone to the fifth column and met Eve. And she's very dismissive of us, and she's basically just kind of assumed, she's like, oh, you work for us now. Go speak to that guy there. He'll give you some work to do. And at that moment, I am now no longer allowed to go and meet Camelot and introduce myself to Camelot. Which I assume, if I did go and do that, go and meet Camelot and introduce myself to them, the same thing would have happened reversed. They'd be like, oh, yes, new recruit. And I'm just speaking to you guys. You work for us now. Therefore, you know, I can't go and meet the fifth column. So, yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about this. So, yeah, part of me would want that, this John guy to, team up with us, you know, because I had read, as you pointed out, Heather, that he's a potential companion. Which obviously you won't be able to team up with them if you go and join Camelot. But then, in story terms, as their values, at least Camelot are saying that they want down with the gentry because they want to put an actual democracy into power. Whereas Eve seems like would be like, oh, we got rid of those dictators. Now I'm the new dictator. Me. That's what it seems like. So yeah, I don't know. I do not know. Failed. Investigate Camelot. So I'm not sure. I feel like maybe I should at least load up my game before I was cut off and then go down to Camelot. At least, just to look around their base. Just to get a vibe of their setup, right? Yeah, I was going to speak to John in a minute. I mean, maybe I'll speak to this guy I've been sent to by her. Gonna have a word with. At the very least.
Ah, more muck. Hopefully you'll be useful, muck. Braden Knight needs
Yeah, you just turn up and he's like, oh, you're muck. What, Matt? What?
support. A little hearts and minds, a little greasing palms. Try not to blow anything up on your way there, unless it's more gentry.
It's more gentry. I want more gentry. I feel like I at very least want to go and have a look around Camelot. It'd be a shame for us to play the whole game without just looking at their, like, fort out in the wilderness. Yeah, so that, I mean, that's going to stay in my quest log, right? Speak to Eve. So as long as it's just so wacky that at the moment you speak to her, suddenly you're committed to them. Okay, let's go to Camelot and have a look around their base at least. And I'm sure that it will come to the same thing. They'll be like, the quest marker will say, go speak to their leader. And then I will, and then that person will be like, oh, you work for us now, and I won't be able to continue on the fifth column quest. Yeah, fairly demanding lady, right, Akuma. The fact that you turn up and she's like, oh, yes, good job with the bomb. Yeah, speak to that guy. He'll tell you what to do for us. You work for us now, don't you? Obviously, you came to our base and spoke to me, so that means you work for us now, doesn't it? Yes, of course. It's like, lady, what the hell? I am kind of curious about her, but I don't know. Kind of a bit of a weird vibe. Okay, let's get down to Camelot. Yeah, I mean, part of me wants to go with the fifth column just so I can recruit that John guy as a new companion. And Eve does seem interesting as a character, although I get a vibe she would eventually, if she got her way and the Gentry were destroyed and the fifth column became in charge, she's just gonna end up becoming the new Gentry, essentially. That's what it'll, on a long enough timeline, I can see that's what she's definitely about. Even if she wouldn't admit to it. Even if she's not even consciously aware of it. She'll be like, oh, there's too many Gentry around. We only need one Gentry. And her name's Eve. Yeah, really? So, bro. Lancelot. Lol.
Hail, fellow. My
Hail.
respects to you. Your exploits are known here. Have you come to join us?
Who are you?
I'm Lancelot, head of security here at Camelot. Stop by the tavern sometime. You can buy me a drink.
Tavern? Oh, can I? You're not going to be on me on. What do you know of my exploits?
Westminster's usually closed to us commoners. Parliament even more so. But you got those signatures and beat the Gentry at their own game. All within their sodding laws. In a fair world, they'd let you in. Instead, they chucked you in the nick. Typical, innit? When you escaped, it's only natural fate led you here.
Okay, Lancelot, sure. What is this place?
This land is Albion. You stand before Camelot, the last stronghold against Gentry tyranny.
Well, the fifth column say that they are the last stronghold. Yeah, here we go. What about the fifth column? So there's not a single dialogue option in anything to do with the fifth column about any other faction in the wasteland, let alone Camelot, their presumed potential counterparts. It's just literally, come in, you work for us now. You know, don't get to learn about any of their philosophy, any of their theory, what Eve's plans are. And some of the people in there seemed a bit strange, to say the least. So I guess I'll get his Lancelot's opinion. He's this guy is not a random grunt, but he's not got any real authority. But
Wow,
see what he says.
this is awkward. Can we get on with it?
It's not. It's only awkward if you make it awkward. Actually, bro. So, what about the fifth column?
The fifth column. They won't destroy what the gentry stands for. Only replace them.
What did I just say? What did I just say? Right? Yeah. That's the vibe I get. Eve only hates a gentry because she's not gentry. You see what I'm saying? That's what it boils down to. If she got rid of them all, she would become them, essentially. I'm just travelling through. May I enter?
Of course, we've all the amenities. Just stay clear of the keep if you want to keep your head. And speak to Arthur before you go. He has a way with words.
Of course he's
Might
named
that you
Arthur.
Stick around.
Find Arthur. So I guess Arthur's their leader, right? So if I speak to Arthur, then I'm going to be committed to joining, presumably.
Come see what I got.
Brittany. What you got?
Take a look.
You just got food. Okay, which makes sense. Most travellers coming through would probably just want to buy food or drink, wouldn't they?
Until next time.
Until next time, Brittany. But yeah, I do like their base because it's outside, and it's they've put a lot of time and effort into it. All right, building it up like this. Discovered Camelot. Gaia. Need help? No.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. You alright there, Gaia? Angus.
You're buying, I'm selling.
You
Take
got
a look.
Oh, okay, Angus has grenades. All sorts of clothing and a bit of armor. And a bit of junk. So he's kind of almost like a scrap trader in a way, I guess.
Until next time.
Yeah, until next time. Until next time. That's his house. That's her house. Whose house is this? That's not a house. Random soldiers. Macquarie's house. I know who Macquarie is. I'll meet them in a minute.
Patience is key, for the quest continues.
The quest, eh? Wow, yeah, they've got like a decent setup here. It's pretty impressive. That's outside the walls, isn't it? I think. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they've cordoned off a decent area, which is out in the wilderness, relatively. But it's also still got some, you know, buildings and stuff inside it. Okay, that's everything there. Oh, a lot of inaccessible doors. Okay, this is their training their archery over here.
Ever vigilant.
I mean, you say that, buddy. You don't seem to be that vigilant to me. You know, not to be rude. Why is King Arthur's woman always happy? Is that a joke from? I don't know, you tell me. Or is that an actual question? Then I mean, I don't know, we've met his woman yet, so to speak. Yeah, it's
London is the place for me.
All right, it's all right, buddy. Look, I mean, oh, is that the King Arthur there? All right, we'll get around to him in a second. Oh, okay, and they've got another main back entrance there. Okay, yeah, look, this is a decent setup. I'd rather. What's this? Oh, I'd rather be here than in the fifth column shitty house, wherever it is. It seems like these guys have a much better possibility of taking on the Tommies. I mean, although having said that, I don't see that there's that many of them, really. It's just they've got more of their shit together, seemingly, than the fifth column do, for sure. There are plenty of horses, which I assume they've been training with. We almost back at the beginning here? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty expensive, isn't it? I just saved it. No one panicking. It's because something will happen, and I'll
the quest continues.
I'll end up working for these guys before I even agree to it. Okay. Oh, so he's gonna have a speech. We're gonna listen to his speech and see what he's about. Oh, okay. Inside Camelot. That's the main building, is it? Yeah, clearly. That's where the boss man lives, at the least. So here's the thing. They could be no really different from the fifth column. It could be a case of, at least with the fifth column with Eve, it's very kind of like obvious that she's going to just take over for her own desire. Whereas Camelot are like presenting like, no, we believe in actual democracy. We need to bring the system...
Vigilant.
Shut up. We need to bring the system down, so then we can start up. So this guy, Arthur, surprise, surprise, is their leader. So is he literally saying that once he's taken over, he's like, guys, we won. The gentry's all dead. And we're holding an election next week. But, you know, that's going to take some time to set up. So actually, we'll do it in 6 months after I've, you know, brought stability to the city. So I'll be in charge until then. And, you know, when the election does come around, of course, I'm running. So vote for me. You see what I'm saying? It could be that if he were to get power, he would be corrupted by it. And he would actually, you know, be no different from Eve Varney. At least she's got some kind of honesty about how she's gonna, you know, her position in this world, so to speak. Whereas maybe this Arthur guy wouldn't. Or maybe he's actually a true believer. Maybe he's such a true believer that he will be like, not only will he not try to take over, he'll like just go, right, okay, I've saved the city for you guys. I've killed all the gentry. Now I'm leaving. I'm going. I'm leaving London. Because I don't want to even be the possibility to be there that I could retain power. That's how much of a true believer he is. There's no way to really know for sure until it comes to pass. But let's go and listen to him and give him the benefit of the doubt first, yeah? Let's go speak to him, I guess. Let's listen to his speech with these guys.
Stop this madness at once.
This is your continue.
Is there not a grain of sense between you?
Oh, these two guys are arguing.
If the old man wants to fight, let him.
By all means, fight. Such is the custom of Jeweler's Ditch.
Jeweler's
But not
Ditch,
to
I
the
love
death. Do not spill the blood of your compatriots.
Compatriots? Do compatriots break honest agreements out of spite? Do they lie and cheat? The Baileys are nothing but crooks.
Oh.
My family followed that ridiculous agreement to the letter.
This matter was resolved. The Round Table
The Round
decreed
Table?
half the forest to be preserved. What happened?
Charred, burned to the ground.
And was this your family's doing, Thomas?
Of course not. The old man's deranged. What good is a charred forest to us? We're carpenters.
The Radstags have fled for the hills. The land is useless to us now. Your half-wit of a father thought we'd sell it to you.
Don't speak about my father. You have no idea.
One of you, John, call this off. No one will think any less of you.
They've gone too far this time, Arthur.
Thomas?
I need to defend my family's honor. I won't take these accusations sitting down.
Okay.
Very well. Commence.
Honorable combat.
What?
Now, he said, not to the death, don't draw blood, and then they both pull out fucking longswords. Oh, no idea. Very good, Ryman. Very good. Lord Song. Hello there, Lord Song. How you doing? Sorry, let me, catch up there. You're playing, you Fallout 4 vanilla playthrough. How's it going? Are you familiar with, other Fallout games have you played before? But yeah, welcome in, bud. That this is interesting. This is an interesting situation. But anyway, let's see what happens. Okay, John's looking the wrong way. You two are doing a terrible job of fighting. You guys should both be fighting each other. We got some scripting issues here. Oh, there we go. Oh, wow. John's... That's hilarious. Like, we're just going to wander around randomly and pretend we're not actually in a fight. And John's like... Oh, Thomas is looking the other way. Shonk! And just whacks him in the ribs with his longsword. Wow, and another hit. Oh, yeah, but Thomas knocks him down to the floor. Oh, nice hit from Thomas. A block there. Oh, okay. Oh, and oh my god. Oh, so John's getting more hits with his sword for sure. But that's the second time Thomas has tripped him up and knocked him to the ground. Fascinating. Oh, wow.
Wait.
Oh, okay. It was pretty close. It was pretty pitched battle, but it's like John has got the best of it. Thomas there. So I don't know what was going on. Some weird agreement between land holdings, ownership of lands with families. And John is claiming that Thomas's family, some reason, burnt the forest down. And Thomas is, you fool, why would we even do that? There's no reason we would do that. I don't know. It seems a little bit like it seems like maybe there's just a misunderstanding. Is he dead? Did he kill him? Did he actually kill him, even though he wasn't supposed to?
Will you not cheer the victor?
Wow, John sounds a bit
He was
cocky.
a young man, John. This feud has gone on too long.
You've killed him.
I shall send someone to investigate the matter. It will be resolved.
He agreed. Such is our way.
Wow, okay. So that is one thing I'm not against in society. I know there's some states in America where it's I can't remember what it's called. What the law is, the rule. Is it mutual combat? It's called. I don't think you can do it with firearms. I think it has to be unarmed. But this, and it sounds, some people it might sound wacky, but the idea of actually being like, if you've got a disagreement with someone in society, you can actually be like, oh, we will have a duel. We will have a fight. Whether that's just whatever the rules of that are. Is it to the death? Is it for a time limit? Is it with weapons? Is it without weapons? And you're like, no, I believe strongly enough that the other person has wronged me, that I'm willing to have a duel with them. And, you know, they have to agree to it. They're like, no, yeah, fuck you, buddy. It sounds crazy, but I'm not against that. I would be okay with that being an actual law in society. You know, most people don't think that's appropriate. I don't have a problem with it. The reason being, a lot of people would soon treat other people a lot better, right? And it would kind of, it would go a long way to expose people who are actually cowards. Like, if you get a disagreement with someone and you feel strongly enough that you're willing to fight, kill, and die for it, and then someone's like running their mouth, being like, but they're not willing to accept a challenge, then obviously, socially, they're shown to be a fraud. Like, if some guy's running his mouth, being like, oh, yeah, fuck this guy, da 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 da, and then they get challenged to a duel, and they're like, no. Then they're immediately exposed in the public eye, undoubtedly, to be like a coward and a fool. Like, it's either be respectful to people or be seen as the coward you are. Now, because of this is not a thing, people can use all sorts of bullshit to perpetrate themselves as being something, represent themselves as being something they're not, right? Because you can't, like, call them out for it properly, right? It all becomes like he said, she said, you know? Maybe I'm just a psycho. Right? I don't know. But, I don't know. We'll see. Would you, Lord Song? It has to be, fair, though. Because, like, if you turn up to the duel and you agree that it's unarmed, and then you've actually brought a gun, and you shoot them, then that's not a duel. Now, if you're like the other guy, you come to terms with them and you agree with them, yes, we will duel, both with 44 magnums, and you both agree to it, then that's perfectly acceptable. But I think in a situation like that, you have to make very sure that you believe wholeheartedly in your case of the argument, right? What type of coin smells ramen? I don't know, tell us. All right, you've played New Vegas, have you? And you just started Fallout 4. Oh, okay, so you're very familiar with Fallout then. Yeah, it's how you find it so far? Scent. I don't know why, but I was expecting no more than that. Yes, very good, Ram. Very good. Here's the thing, Kum, you could not force people into it. Like, if it's an imagined thing, you're thinking, like, if someone is, like, stronger and using the force of might, and they're like, hey, you guy, smaller, weaker guy than me, you offended me, I challenge you to a duel. And they're like, no. Well, then you wouldn't have the social consequence. Because, like, society would see, hey, you're just a big bully trying to pick fights with people, right? So I feel it would still work. If you had very strong psychopaths who are just trying to get their way and lord it over people by just getting into fights to the death with whoever they felt like, just to get their way and be a bully, and then obviously they didn't because people would just refuse to fight them, then it's not like society is not going to look at the people who refuse the duel as being weak. It's going to look at the guy who's been a big bully and for what he is. So you see what I mean? It goes both ways for revealing who people really are, right? That's how I feel about it anyway. I would. Wow, he killed that guy. That's insane. I'll take his money. Thomas Bailey. Right, now, before we go speak to Arthur, this may lock us in to joining them. So, John? Oh, it's supposed to be me. But yeah, so one thing, this does appeal to me, that in their society here, they're like, if two people have disagreement and they feel strongly enough about it, they can have a fight to resolve it. But Arthur was saying there, it's still not really resolved. You just killed some guy. Anyway, let's give it a go. Arthur.
Some will judge me for what has happened here today. They'll claim that because I could have stopped it, I should have. What do you think?
If it meant saving your life, then you should have stopped it. Why didn't you? They both agreed to duel, and they knew the stakes. They should have the freedom to make that choice. Which is basically what I personally was just advocating for. It was an entertaining spectacle. The morality of it means very little to me. That's taking the psycho thing. It's like, oh, some people are fighting over here to the death with swords. Awesome. Ah, it's over already. I wish it had gone on longer. I'm not really sure.
I'm getting the feeling that you're not taking this seriously.
Bro! King Arthur, it's because I'm taking it seriously that I'm discussing it with the wonderful people here who are on the channel. Need to calm down, young man. No, I'm going to say this because this is honestly what I feel.
Yes, I had similar thoughts.
Okay, do me and Arthur, got similar moral philosophy?
Freedom of choice is important to many of my people.
As it should be.
I have to refrain from exercising power whenever possible, even if I want to.
If he means that, Arthur's speaking like an actual good leader.
I have only the authority my people have given me. They trust in the end, when Westminster falls, that democracy will take its place. Everything I do must be towards that goal. Any unnecessary use of power will break their trust, and trust is keeping this movement together, not strength. Anyway, don't get the wrong idea. Our tourney grounds across the field are oft used for friendly bouts. Speak to Galahad if you're interested.
Oh.
Is there something you wish to discuss?
So sometimes you have duels just for fun. I like to join Camelot. I have questions about Camelot. No, I'm just travelling through. I have questions about Camelot. Yeah, okay.
Direct them to Percival. He enjoys bombarding newcomers with the riveting tales of Camelot and our history, as if it was already enshrined in legend. Anything else?
I'm just travelling through.
By all means.
Okay. So I can speak to Arthur, presumably to join. That's Percival. He's just pointed in this random direction. Okay, I don't know who Mr. Percival is, though. Interesting. I don't know. Oh, Egbert.
Hail, fellow. Well met. You don't happen to be in the ownership of any Mittenlurg eggs, do you?
I do.
Not that you probably care, but my Butterfingers just dropped my last batch, and frankly, I'd rather pay someone for more than go get them again.
Sorry, you dropped your eggs. I don't at the moment, but I'll get them for you. There you go.
You're a lifesaver. On my honor, I'll pay you more than they are worth for saving me the trip.
Okay, 3? Yeah, only 3, buddy. I'll get those for you in a minute. I'll head back home and just pick them up. Okay, before we do that, I am going to speak to Arthur. I don't know where this Percival guy is. That's neither here nor there. And say I want to join, and let's see if that means I'm cut off from the 5th column.
Is there something you wish to discuss? Good. You could be the missing piece. I'm relieved Lancelot sent you to me. Merlin would have you run the beep test. Our contact in Westminster told us of your story. You are no doubt someone who can perform beyond rank and file duties.
Yes, that's true.
I had some things I wanted to ask you if we ever crossed paths, but now isn't the time.
Right, yeah. Okay. So, the 5th column and Camelot are diametrically opposed. At the point that you join one, you are forever cut off from being part of the other one. So, I don't know. That makes me want to think about maybe just going back to doing the fucking Mr. Smythe shit, at least for a bit or two, until it says that I'm cut off, right? And I suppose at this point I should just fucking go and meet up with a vet. A vet's been waiting there patiently for me for the past 2 months in game. I'm gonna get these eggs for homie Egbert here. Ha ha ha. Lol. Why is everyone a bro? Not everyone's a bro. Some people are bros. Not everyone is though, Heather. Yeah, let me get these eggs. I'll just give them these eggs. They'll give me, what, 20 XP and 20 tickets or something, but... Oh my god, I picked up my stuff. Yeah, I mean, I've got 107. That seems like that should be enough, right? Oh, you know what? We're basically at the end of today's stream, aren't we? So I'll drop off these eggs and we'll leave it here, and I'll ponder. And we'll come back tomorrow. I'll stream tomorrow for a couple of hours. I think I'll pivot. I think we'll just leave all of this and go and do the Vagabond and Isle of Dog stuff. I think that's what we'll do. Which starts with meeting up with a vet and breaking her friend out of their prison, which I assume at that point I'll either be instructed to go on the attack against the Isle of Dogs, or someone from the Isle of Dogs will be like, hey, buddy, fuck those vagabonds, idiots, come team up with us instead. Now we already know is what's that ghoul called? Blind Nelson. Yeah, Blind Nelson is actually an informant for Thomas Black. So maybe he will be the one who will step in and offer us something. And in that regard, I think I already have made my mind up that I want to... Have we got a bat signal? We got a Camelot bat signal. I didn't even notice that. Oh, okay, this is the main entrance to their house. Their big old house that I am not presumably allowed in until I join them. I wonder what that looks like at night time. The bat signal. That's quite cool.
Patience is key, for the quest continues.
It's true. The quest does continue. Oi, Egbert. I got some eggs for you.
Still after those Mittenlurg eggs, if you were selling any.
I'll sell you 100 if you want. I got some for you.
Thank you so much for these. You certainly deserve payment for your services rendered. However,
Obviously.
I'm ashamed to say, I don't have the money on hand. I haven't yet received my week's wages.
Wow.
I'm a sentry stationed at the Western Roadblock. Meet me there in a few days, and on my honor, you shall receive compensation.
Okay. Okay, so either he's like just, yes, I am an honourable man and I shall follow through on that. Or, okay, I guess it's not in my quest log at the minute, and I guess it will pop up in my quest log in a few days. Or he's actually not honourable at all, and he's like, hey, that guy who gave me those eggs, I'm going to tell him to come out here and I'll kill him. Meh. We'll find out. Interesting. Okay, we'll leave it right here today. Right, yeah. That's what it seems, for sure, seems to be the case, right, Heather? But, yeah, in terms of these three, though, until it pops up and it says, I can't join, Camelot, or I can't join the fifth column, I guess I'm inclined to go along with what fucking this dickhead here, this whatever his fucking name is, wants me to do. because it's like more stuff to do, and it'll give me more insight into what Mr. Smythe is up to, potentially. I mean, it may also help him, but I feel all the time that I can stop doing that, backtrack, back out of it, and then go and sign up with the Fifth Column or Camelot, I should do that. Now, it's somewhat appealing to join the Fifth Column because getting that John fellow to like wander around with us. But in that very brief conversation we had with King Arthur, assuming he's not a bullshitter, assuming he's genuine in what he's saying, which I get the vibe that he is, then he's a really good guy and a good leader. And I feel like we should support him. The Fifth Column and a bit, that Eve seems like a bit of a biatch. He is. That's your feeling, Heather. So, I mean, look, Heather, probably out of everybody here who, you know, hangs out on this channel and stuff, you're probably the one who is most invested in our playthrough of... Oh, let me put something. Of our playthrough of Fallout London. What would you like to see me do in this playthrough of the potential options? Or at least the option between Fifth Column or Camelot. Because I assume that you haven't done either yet yourself. And you've probably got a feeling that you would want to do one or the other. And now you might want to see me do the one that you think is the right thing to do. Or you might want to see me do the one that is the opposite of what you're planning to do. So you've actually, on somebody else's stream, you've seen how the story plays out with Camelot. But you haven't seen what happens when you do the Fifth Column. Okay, well, on that basis, does that mean you'd want me to see me do the Fifth Column? You know? Or you think the Camelot ending is really cool and you'd like me to see me do that? You don't have to decide now, Heather. It's up to me. Oh, bless. Yeah, I know it's up to me. But what would you think about it? Because look, you know, you're a blessing, Heather, and you know, I guess, you know, we're playing... I only know about Fallout London, although I probably would have heard about it, I'm sure. But I originally only know about it because you told me about it. And I know that, you know, you are someone who cares about it a lot. And, you know, I care about it a lot. But I'm fairly ambivalent at the moment, honestly. I mean, from like an RP point of view, I would probably have nothing to do with the Fifth Column. And I would... If I lived in this world as a random wastelander, I probably would go and join Camelot as one of their grunts, and I'd probably end up getting killed or something. But it seems like something that I would, at least on the face value, something I believe in. And but she's a bit nuts. She seems like she might be. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the only drawback, isn't it? That whatever we do, we're gonna be cutting off from seeing the other thing. And look, I mean, you could easily do a save at that point in the game, and then reload your save, and then do it the other way, which I might do on my own, but I'm definitely not going to do both on stream. We'll do one, or we'll do the other. Or we'll do Mr. Smythe's middle of the road. I don't know at the minute. But anyway, I'll leave it there for today, and we'll come back tomorrow for a short one. And then we'll switch to doing the Vagabond Isle of Dogs stuff, because I don't think that's going to, regardless of how that plays out, I don't think it's going to impact our options of how we proceed with this main quest. Oh, and you've seen what happens if you follow Mr. Smythe's thing and you feel that ending is boring. Huh. Interesting. Well, that seems like a reason not to, then. But anyway, we'll leave that today. So thank you to Yasha for the follow. Thank you, buddy. Have a good evening, everyone. Rest of your day. And I will come back some point tomorrow, and we'll continue on our playthrough. Exciting times. Take care. Bye-bye.